So you own this booking, you have it in your wallet. You can take this booking and list it on any marketplace.
Sachin, welcome back. I like the HederaCon swag.
Thank you very much. What an event, Brandon. Amazing. I was there in Colorado, got to meet the leadership team. Everyone was so pumped up about the ecosystem, and people flew from all over the world. Wow, what an experience.
And for good reason. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about, and Zeni is certainly one of the things that I'm really impressed with. Sachin, I'd like to get a good baseline for my Built on Hedera series. Can you explain the Zeni platform?
Absolutely. We have built an infrastructure layer for a modern travel commerce. So Xeni is basically, think of like a Web 2 booking engine, but completely built on a blockchain network. And it will start giving a complete new prospect to whether it's tokenization, whether it's a payment settlement, all the utilities which are underutilized for the ecosystem of travel users or travel bookers, travelers, that all will be very, very seamless. And all the participant constituents will be able to connect to our platform, and we will build a extremely modern experience for them in terms of whether they're booking a hotel or flights, or whether they are selling the hotels or flights. And if there are service providers like hotel owners, airlines, they'll be able to get to their customer faster, money will move faster, it will be far more convenient. The demand supply mismatch will not be there. We're hoping to bring this modern infrastructure, which is built on Hedera, to the world,
So Sachin, you mentioned that you're built on Hedera. How exactly is Zeni using Hedera?
So step back. The most important challenge or why even we need a blockchain infrastructure. Let's get there. Why do you need a decentralized system, right? So travel is completely distributed between multiple parties. There is think of like hotel owners or many airlines. There are 900 airlines. 2 million hotels worldwide, 2 million plus, and they're in different geographies, different locations. So now they are doing a commerce on a layer of a Web 2 internet. What is happening, users sitting somewhere else, trying to make a booking, hotel in London in a different currency, and there are like 5 million. There are multiple counterparties on things like this. Why do you need any blockchain or any decentralized network? Is there 3 reasons. The aggregation of travel inventory and a distribution of travel in the inventory is completely controlled by multiple players, and that is sitting in the centralized system, and they're talking to each other. And there is never a single source of truth, whether it's a booking ID, whether it's a hotel confirmation number, or the payment settled. The third point I was about to get to is the payments. The money moves in different currencies and different parts of the world. It's a cross-border transaction. So all these 3 complicates the handshake between the multiple counterparties. It complicates the account reconciliation. It also complicates the distribution. It is broken at multiple levels. So if you have a unique distribution where all of these are sitting on a blockchain network, they have a single source of truth. They're talking about the same. You can involve the counterparties in terms of transaction, in terms of payment settlement, in terms of booking a hotel. Today, this centralized system costing a lot of money. It's costing a lot of time. It's slowing down the money movement between the counterparties. It's extremely inconvenient for the users to be able to get their canceled money back to their credit card because there are multiple parties involved. For example, airlines are still not able to pay the people back. They have to give you the credit. Many times you go with the credit. That's where I see the huge use case of a blockchain network. And why Hedera? Let's get to that. My number one reason is to do any commerce or business, you need to know what it is going to cost you. Okay. It cannot be fluctuating prices or anything, right? The Hedera blockchain's number one utility for travel industry was all of the gas fees were pegged to dollars. Right? I now have a definitive price about how my transactions will be moved, and I'll be able to build the business model on top of that. Number 2, TPS. The settlement time in travel industry is extremely important. You cannot send the transaction and wait for a network to respond or confirm for longer time because now you have a risk of losing that booking. For example, in case of airline, you usually get a window of like few minutes max or few seconds, but not in all the cases. If you're confirmation of transaction is not instant or near instant. It's extremely critical for us to be able to hold that booking and confirm it with the users. That was number two. Number three was, I think it's more on the ecosystem side. To be able to bring the travel ecosystem on a Web3 world, I wanted a complete abstraction layer where they don't have to know what a blockchain is, what it is. So we built a very simple UI interface with the help of Hedera. Hedera's entire ecosystem is underlying the Zeni, but we built an interface where they can simply do all the functions. They don't have to send us invoice. They can see everything on their dashboard. All of the transactions are encrypted. That's the complexity we have solved with HBAR.
So, Sachin, I am curious about one thing. I know that you have XBucks. That's a stablecoin that Zeni uses. Of course, the functionality of some of our stablecoins wasn't exactly where we needed it to be, so you needed to have that stablecoin option on your platform. But now we are getting additional functionality. We're getting on and off ramps for USDC. Are you thinking about adding some support for USDC on your platform?
Well, absolutely. Well, let's get to it, right? And I can show you currently we are using Xbox to be able to track all the transactions and settle them on the platform. So what is happening, all the commissions and the COGS payment tracking is done via Xbox. Xbox is basically mirroring the function of a fiat or a stable coin. If we receive $100,000 worth of transaction and it goes to four parties, Xbox is basically going in, we're sending the tokens into their wallet and they can redeem it if the booking is non-refundable, and user can cancel the booking, and if it is refundable, and get them fiat back in their bank or credit card, or they will have an option to basically take the money in USDC and stablecoin and then spend it again. So there are three use cases where expanding the use case of stablecoins within our ecosystem. Currently, we have more than 500,000 users, and we're going to add another 1 million users. So every user gets a wallet in the ecosystem. Okay. And the biggest use case here is stable coins can be used in exchange of the reward points. So we are going to launch a rewards and loyalty token. And that rewards and loyalty tokens, for example, you have American Express or Chase points, you can convert that into cash. You will be able to convert that into HUSDC. You will be able to take that points and spend somewhere else, but we will be building a comprehensive rewards platform within our ecosystem for the users to be able to port, import, or spend in the ecosystem.
Sachin, that's exactly what I was expecting to hear. I knew that XBucks, you had an on and off ramp back and forth into fiat, but I had a feeling that you would start to leverage USDC more now that we have those on and off ramps as well. So you were talking about that UI UX a few minutes ago. I am curious. Can you show us the platform?
Absolutely. I'm going to show you two things. Version 1, which is live and ready and running. It's a beta version called Zeni Pay, where we track the ecosystem bookings across the hundreds of thousands of travelers, across the hundreds of suppliers, and then within the Zeni's users. Okay, which is, I would say, B2B OTA, white label OTA players. So we track across the party. What's happening here is you can see we have done around 30 million plus transactions on the network. This is real money, $6.2 million been moved. This is, again, I'm saying it's a beta version. The bigger version will start coming soon. We're working on version 2. It will come in next 2 to 3 quarters. What happened here is this $6.2 million is representing the Xbox. Okay. So Xbox, we have created a total token supply of 10 million. This is a circulating supply, and we have treasury balance and this many wallets, and you can see, look at it. So these are the wallets involved in the transactions, and this is the total Xbox. So 6.2 million Xbox are here. You can see it's correlating to the ecosystem bookings. So Xbox are clearly attached to every single transaction in the ecosystem. Okay, and it can be easily ported or moved in any direction we would want. But that represents the fiat dollars collected, entered into the system, and settled within the system or exiting out of the system based on the booking conditions, based on the cancellation policy, based on who needs to get paid what. So our smart contract decides between how the transaction split happens.
And Sachin, what's it look like to actually book some travel on Zeni?
Absolutely. As you can see on your screen, think of like you're looking for a hotel. You chose the hotel you would want to go to. You picked up your dates. You're going to Marriott in New York on November 2nd through 3rd. That's your choice of hotel. This is a checkout page. It's not different than any of your large online travel agency, whether it's other big competitors, which I wouldn't name, but I'm sure you're using in your daily lives. So it's not different. You're just making a reservation based on your travel preferences. And I'm just choosing a hotel as an example here. You can pay with the points, you can pay with credit cards, you can pay with crypto, you can pay with debit or credit card. In this case, we just gotta say, let's use a credit card. That's a very common use case. We have made the reservation. For the user, the reservation is successfully completed. Now, what's different is because this entire infrastructure is built on a modern layer of a blockchain technology or on Hashgraph, we have an ability to be able to allow this booking to be transferable from Brandon to John or Brandon to Saj. We have also added another function. We say, Brandon, this booking is transferable booking, but we need to create your own ownership link, and we need to have your contract around that. So what we have allowed, and in this case, we're using a bunch of wallets. Since we are Hedera ecosystem users, I'm going to use a hashback as an example that this is the wallet you'll be connecting, and you can use any wallet to connect. So you connect your wallet here. I'm just going to go through that. Your wallet is connected successfully. Now we will allow Brandon for you to be able to create a unique contract and ownership link for your booking. So you own this booking, you have it in your wallet. You're like, this is great, awesome. I'm going on November 2nd through 3rd. This is my cost. I'm going back. This is great. But now, Brandon, your plan has changed. You don't want to go any longer. You don't want to cancel this booking. You want to see what you can do with it. You can take this booking and list it on any marketplace. And the time you made this reservation was $440, and now the price in the retail price of that same booking has gone up because you sat on it for a couple of months. There is more demand came up. You can list your price. You can see your current retail price, and you can just simply list your booking.
So is this in the form of an NFT now? Could this go on other Web3 marketplaces, other Hedera marketplaces?
Correct. Yes, it could be portable. Just we are attaching your booking to your wallet, and it's tokenized version. We are changing the name from NFT to Real World Travel Tokenization, RWTT, because people confuse a lot between. They think they're just getting a picture. So we don't want that to happen. People need to know that this is really tokenized booking, transferable booking, which you can go and list. And now Sach and John could come and like, hey, I would like to stay at this hotel. It's $100 cheaper than the market price. I would love to buy it. I'll just connect my wallet, and we will be able to transfer your booking from Brandon to John, and John will now be able to stay at that hotel.
So this is one thing, Sachin, that I can picture happening in the future. We started off this talking about HederaCon. What, the Hashgraph crew could do is book a bunch of hotels, a bunch of rooms, all through Zeni. And then as that gets closer, because of course it's alongside ETH Denver, they already have all this kind of stuff booked, ready to go, close to the location where HederaCon is going to be. And then it makes it that much easier for all the Hedera people to go ahead and participate in that event.
Absolutely. That's the goal. It will be one single ecosystem. They'll be able to use their stablecoins. They can use any crypto they would want to book their hotels with. And they have an ability to be able to transfer this booking if they are not going to make it and not lose on all of that cash, hard-earned cash they have spent to be there. So what Zeni is doing, we're building the use cases like this, whether it's a reward system. That's our number one priority in this year, that we should be able to offer the reward system for all of our ecosystem user and expand that beyond our ecosystem for everyone to participate. And the Zeni Pay would be number two priority. And you have seen this is already in the prototype version. It's just we are debating when to launch it, when to make it available to public.
All right. Well, I certainly want to know when that's going to launch. But first, you mentioned that you have about 500,000 users right now, but that's going to be expanding significantly going here into the future. How does everything look on the partnership and customer front?
Yeah, so I'm sure many of you know all of the large booking sites in the world, but there are really, really small, medium enterprises and large super apps in the world who would want to resell travel. Reselling travel is basically harnessing your existing audience, give them a reward system, give them a unique way to buy travel cheaper than just going on any OTA or directly on a hotel website. So all these big super apps in the world are trying to find the products to sell more and more. And travel reselling is a very lucrative part. So we have partnered with some bunch of players in Latin America, in Middle East, in North America, to be able to allow them to resell travel. So what happens? There's millions of users who are already using Zeni powered infrastructure gets wallets assigned to them. So the many million users are coming on our ecosystem, and knowingly or without knowingly, they're interacting with the hash rate. And if somebody is an active DGen or understand how to use wallets and everything, they would bring their own wallet and connect with our ecosystem and be able to start using it for their travel or whether they do their e-commerce, however they want it. So Zeni is powering a bunch of potential players worldwide. We will be bringing millions of users to the ecosystem, and we will be giving them a unique product types which they never had chance before to be able to book it. And also save a lot of money because Zeni has access to all the wholesale inventory worldwide, and that's the best thing.
So, Sachin, you mentioned, you're debating whether to launch this next phase of Zeni. When do you think that might happen, and is there anything else you'd like to pass on?
Definitely before next Hedera Con. So I would say the engineering timelines are very, very optimistic always, but then they take time because you figure out there is so much needed for the users to be able to actually use things. I'm looking at Q1 of 2026 or maybe Q4 of this to be able to launch a reward system and have ability for people to be able to use their HUSDC or convert the rewards into HUSDC and be able to get more people on board. Our current focus is to be able to power those millions of users which are coming through different partnerships. First is number one, give them a very stable, scalable booking system. And it's already helping blockchain network because all of the transactions are basically settled or tracked on the hash graph. I'm looking forward to be able to give you a definitive answer end of Q2, what's coming next. But I'm looking at a reward system will be the first one to be able to come. Version 2 of Zeni Pay APIs, the APIs as well as the Zeni Pay will be coming to the market soon. More.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Well, it sounds like we're going to get you back here at the end of Q2 for another update. Sachin, we appreciate you coming on here today, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
I'm now posting these interviews of Hedera builders independently to my channel. The community, influencers, and media outlets are free to use this content to spread the word on what's being built on Hedera. Once they're all uploaded, you'll be able to go to my channel and search for whatever topic or team you're interested in to find more information. Or you'll be able to get the most recent Hedera news by watching the latest HBAR Weekly update. So check them out.